Okay, hey, it's January the 24th, and I got Leo over here filming for me today. We're going to do a little walkthrough again. We've done the same walkthrough a few times now, so it seems like we keep repeating this cycle, and that's kind of what the video is going to be about today, is how this all kind of comes full circle each year. So last year we looked today, and our first video we did was on April the 10th, and we were in the thick of doing our firewood. I think we actually started in February of last year. This year now, January 24th, we're quite a bit ahead of schedule
Dad,
from where we were last year. Yeah?
I'm making a YouTube channel sometime.
Yes, we're going to do Leo's YouTube channel, I think, soon too. We've got a great idea for a channel coming up for Leo, and so stay tuned and we'll promote that so Leo can get some likes and subscribers. Anyway, here's our wood pile, one of two of our main wood piles that we have so far
This
year.
is the talking place.
And looking at that, a cord of wood, I never explained this on an earlier video and I had meant to. A cord of wood is generally 4 feet tall by 4 feet wide by 8 feet long. And if I look at a pile of logs like that, I think I probably have a good cord. Just looking at the dimensions of the pile itself, it's at least 4 by 4 by probably 10 or 12 running lengthwise. So each of those would probably come up, piles would probably come to a cord. We have one more coming this way. Maybe just pause for a second and we'll walk.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, see ya, guys. Yeah, stay tuned for my YouTube channel.
Are we back on?
Yep.
Okay, come on over, bud. Here's our second pile of logs that we have. So, try to get those tools to sit there for me. Okay, back up a little, bud. We've got, I think, about 2 cord of wood so far.
Oh my god.
Oh, come on, buddy. Come on. We're doing good this year so far. We've got, I would say, another 2 or 3 piles about this size that we have to get put aside. And then thinking about how this all plays out, like I say, we've come about full circle here with where we started our channel last year. We're back into firewood. We do our firewood from, say, late fall into early or late spring. We should be able to get ours done this year because we did start in the fall, so I think we're going to have our 4 or 5 cord of wood by the time, say, April or so. May.
I'm already getting bored.
Then I think the next thing in the what would occur here, if I were out here doing this full time, would be maple syrup production would come along in probably February, March or so. Again, along with the maple syrup, we'd finish our firewood. We would then be into spring and we'd be into planting our gardens. I know from last year in the amount of work we put in and what we produced for like potatoes and stuff like that.
2 minutes and 54 seconds.
Yeah, no odds, buddy. I'm going to talk for a little while here today, buddy.
Yeah, I'm scared.
So, anyways, it's a monumental effort to try to grow enough food in the summertime to, say, feed even the 2 of us, Leo and I. And we learned that pretty hard there last year after putting in hours and hours to grow 20 bucks worth of potatoes or whatever, right? So a person would have to bust their arse doing their garden and stuff through the summertime. Then by fall you're into harvesting your garden, and then right after your harvest and you're preserving, you would be back into your firewood. You'd work all winter long like we've been doing. Now we happen to have a really mild winter this year, and there's not a lot of snow down compared to a lot of winters up here. And so we've been able, luckily, to work right through the winter. And then, like I say, you'd go from your harvesting, preserving, back into your firewood, from firewood to maple syrup, and maple syrup back into planting. And this cycle would go on and on each year. Very, very difficult, obviously, but another thing that I found interesting about this project was that
4 minutes.
yeah, I've told one of my friends I could come out here or I could work overtime, say, for my job, because I have a regular full-time job, I've told you guys. I could spend a weekend working overtime and make enough money to buy my 5 cord of wood. And it would be a lot better use of my time in that sense. But I have to find a balance in my life between, working a regular job, which honestly doesn't give me a lot of satisfaction, and coming out here and getting out in the fresh air. And I've been using this for my gym this year because of COVID. All the gyms have been shut down. And so if I want exercise, I come out here nights with my headlamp. I work for an hour or 2. I get my exercise. I feel good. And what I find is that the work is rewarding. That's the thing, is that even though, like I say, I don't have to be doing this, I do it as a choice because I find this more rewarding than had I just worked more time at my regular day job. Now, What that brings me to,
Daddy, we're almost done.
hold on, buddy, hang in there.
It's 5 minutes and 2 seconds.
So what that brings me to, anyways, and I don't talk politics usually on this channel, but we're going to talk a little bit of politics today. We talk about, or I've heard my whole life how, oh, watch your hand there, how capitalism and globalization has brought people out of poverty. And the truth be told, I think, is that even though this is a difficult lifestyle, what we're doing, and I'm sure the person who actually owned this land and tried to make a farm of it years ago, that guy worked very, very hard hauling rock off of the field and clearing forested areas and stuff to actually farm. People would have worked like dogs back in the day, and they would have been very poor. Like if Leo and I came out here and did this full time and tried to subsistence farm and survive off of what we're doing here, we wouldn't have 2 cents to rub together. But we would have a life that I think would be rewarding. And that's where I think we've missed out in terms of the whole narrative of lifting people out of poverty in this world from subsistence farming.
Daddy, we're almost done talking. It's been 6 minutes and 4 seconds.
So in terms of giving people jobs and employment and income, what we've done is we've taken several billion people out of subsistence farming and what would be considered poverty and put them into sweatshops where they make things like our Apple iPhones for us. And if you look at the netting and stuff that they have to install around the factories over there in China where your iPhone is made, you see that the work that those people are doing is far from rewarding. It's slave labor. And so I think there's a falsehood that we've been fed in terms of giving people jobs and employment and income. It doesn't necessarily mean we give them a good, meaningful life. And so I hope Leo grows up to see this.
And
he doesn't see it today, I see, but I hope he sees over time that the work we do over here is brings you a lot of gratification. It feels really good. You get a lot of pride in yourself.
7 minutes and 1 second.
And we might be poor, but we're going to be happy.
And are we done?
Guys, take care. We're done.
Bye-bye. Subscribe, leave a like, stay tuned to my YouTube channel.